We got some old films, new films, any kind of shitty films. We caught it Tuesday night, so it's there in the morning. Least is a shaky ship, surprised he made it through the week. And then he turns his head and finds that Darren is snoring. Jim's on the other line, euphemisms all the time. While Mr. Rouse sits around, sticking his claws in. Elton's got a heebie-jeebie spinning, how he's doing weenies. Winston's looking sheepish like he pissed on the floor again. All we want is a coronary impression. It's not narcolepsy if it's 1 in the morning.
Hello and welcome to the Black Dog Podcast, episode number 349.
349!
349! 349! 349! Anyway, I don't know. We're almost at the point where you can actually have a Black Dog an episode every day for a whole year.
Wow.
We're almost there.
Almost there. Who would want to put himself through that? That's like, dripping water onto someone's head. It's like torture like that, surely.
Yeah. I
slowly drive you insane.
You know what?
I'm talking Sam Neill, Event Horizon type insane.
Not
have some eyeballs.
Not Mouth of Madness, Sam Neill. Sitting in his cinema, looking at himself while eating popcorn.
No, really?
Mouth of Madness.
Do I need to Google this?
No, you can see any picture of him just sitting in a cinema, looking at himself, laughing because he's gone off his head. He's gone mental.
Okay, I will look at this.
It's a John Carpenter film. Anyway, yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, well I know you don't know. I'm kind of all right with that. I kind of assumed and just jumped straight to the end on that one, Elton. Anyway, hello everyone and welcome to episode 349. Hello, I'm Lee.
I'm Darren.
I'm Jim.
And I don't know anything.
Hey! So everything's right with the world. So anyway, hello, welcome to the episode, and we're going to do our usual. We're going to see how everyone's week's been, and then we're going to get on to what I'm slowly dubbing a series of films where we say 12-year-old Lee knows fuck all, and we're going to be reviewing Spacehunter and the Adventures of the Forbidden Zone.
And the Adventures in the Cliched Zone.
Cliche?
What? Spacehunter? That's not a science fiction cliche. It's Spacehunter. You have to say it with that kind of Spacehunter.
Powder dry now.
Okay.
Powder dry. But before we get there, our friend, my colleague here is obviously keen to vent his spleen on this film. We'll see how everyone's week's been. So let's start with you, Jim. How's your week, sir?
Snowy, really, like most people.
Much like Tintin.
Yes.
Tintin's bestiality week. It's fucking snowy.
It's one of those things, it's kind of like, it's the start of March, and we're having a taste of life in the Arctic.
Nice.
The roads closed, no one going to work.
Yeah, but Jim, you can't...
Everything grinding to a halt.
Yeah. But Jim, you're not allowed to say anything on social media because there are people in other countries which have lots of snow, and that means we have no valid way of saying anything because everyone else's trains run on time in Arctic conditions in an Arctic country.
Yeah, whereas we get like several foot of snow once every 20 years. Unsurprisingly, we were unprepared.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one.
We put out and sort out their gun laws and other shit like that. But anyhow. But yes, it was quite interesting because it was kind of like, we often have weather warnings. We might get some snow. And it is true, we do tend to play up a bit in this country. Oh, it's snow, I can't possibly come into work. There's about at least 3 flakes on the doorstep.
Yes.
However, this time it was kind of like, oh no, it's -5 every day and there's a blizzard outside. Ooh. This is actually, oh Christ, this is actually serious for once. Maybe I shouldn't go out.
There is a blizzard outside.
yeah, I was going to say, it gets to that point where actually you're kind of skirting the edge between terror and joy getting in a car, because what happens is if you drive along in the blizzard, you're terrified you're going to crash, but also you feel like you're in Star Wars when just before you go to hyperspace, when all the snow's racing at the screen. It's like being in a screensaver. It's brilliant. Though that said, my car's fucked, so that's great. It killed my car. The cold killed my car. But anyway, sorry, carry on, Jim.
Well, ours was buried for several days.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean, I've not really done an awful lot. I stayed in. I kept warm. And even though I worked from home, I slacked off because I thought everyone else having a snow day, so am I.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. But we did manage to venture out, and we did get to see The Shape of Water.
Oh, yeah.
Last.
Nice. And what did you think?
I really, really enjoyed it, and it was quite pleasing to watch it Sunday night, then wake up in the morning and find it actually won some Oscars.
Yeah.
Which I didn't think it would, to be honest. I thought it'd just get this would be a token nomination again for you, weirdo.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't really put much stock in the Oscars. I largely completely tune it out, as I think it's just degenerated now into pointless backslapping. And I mean, when I got into sort of films and film reviews and watching Barry Norman and learning about cinema, it was a case of, towards the end of the year, people were discussing films that had been out that might get a nomination. These days, you hear the Oscar nominations for films that haven't been released yet.
Yes. Yeah.
It's kind of cart before the horse there, I think. And the whole way the movie scheduling has worked out, it is kind of become more and more of a farce. But having said that, I say I'm still very pleased that Del Toro got his gongs. As I say, I don't think Oscars mean an awful lot, but in practical terms, it does mean now you can probably do what the hell he likes for the next 10 years before anyone asks to see his accounts. Yeah. So
nice.
And so I was going, oh no, you can't do that. So I'm all for that. It's not an ideal situation, but in this case, good.
Yeah.
It's far better than the number of Oscars we've seen in recent years where someone's got an award because they should have won one 5 years ago. And now they're not going to do anything else interesting anyway because they're old.
Yes.
I was also pleased to see Roger Deakins finally get an Oscar as well, because that has been long overdue.
Yeah, man.
But again, it was good. He got it for a sterling piece of work in an excellent film, and not just Christ, we've not given Roger one. Shit, we better rectify it. What's he done? He did a car advert. Is it feature length? If you take Bogadon, okay, let's do it.
Yeah, I mean that Oscar's a long time coming, but it's really good that he got it. He got it for Blade Runner, and to be quite honest, not wishing to name drop that thing again, but speaking to Reese when worked on it, he was very complimentary about Deakins' work, even on the CG, because he was like all over it from start to finish, and so he pretty much got part of that CGI Oscar that D-Neg won as well. I mean, he practically did every camera shot, so I think it was well deserved. And maybe we should have done an Oscar thing for Black Dog, but nah.
Well, let's face it, we didn't expect any of the cool films on the list, like Get Out or Blade Runner or Shape of Water, to actually get anything, did we?
No, not really. And
no, we've been here before, haven't we, fantasy fans?
Yes, yeah. What was it? Ordinary People beating Star Wars and Raging Bull and various other good films. Anyone seen Ordinary People recently? No.
Anyone remember Ordinary People?
No. Exactly. Yeah, so cool. I mean, did anyone actually stay up to watch the Oscars? I didn't.
No. I must admit, when I did read on Facebook, I think was it Michael
Cornett? Yeah,
he put it up there, and I thought, oh, well, somebody started a fantasy Oscars league thing. Is this what are we pretending? It's like, hold on, Shape of Water won an Oscar?
Yeah,
for best film. That's like science fiction and shit.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing. I mean, it is, and the thing is, it's actually worth an Oscar. That's the other thing.
Yeah, and what were the other ones?
Definitely.
There was couple of other surprising ones that were. There was Shape of Water.
Mm-hmm. Get Out got Best Original Screenplay.
Yeah, there was that.
Which, if you haven't seen it, we might do that actually.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, let's get that. Yeah. Let's get that done. I've not actually seen that myself, but I like the look of it.
Cool.
And there were a couple of others as well that were put up for an Oscar that were quite surprising. I was surprised to actually see them actually winning.
Yeah, well, the Coco won Best Animation, which was well deserved. And yeah, Blade Runner came storming in for cinematography and for art direction. And oh god, I'm trying to remember all the things. This is the kind of well-informed news segment that you come to expect from the Black Dog.
Oh, it's the Thingy with the Thing, starring that bloke who was in that thing on the telly the other night.
Yeah, Sam Rockwell for 3 Billboards as well.
Yep.
Which was an interesting one because you see all Twitter go mad, going, oh, they've given money, they've given an Oscar to a man playing a racist and all this kind of thing, and it's like,
what?
Yeah, because he's playing a racist in 3 Billboards.
What's the hell's that got to do? It's a part.
Yeah, well, exactly.
He's not a racist. It's the role he's playing. You bloody idiot.
Yeah, but also,
If anything, that's better because he's just acting.
Yeah. But, completely ignoring, various other sort of like, they gave Oscar to a guy who played a cannibalistic psychopath in Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah, but nobody says anything about that.
Or the Oscar nomination for Ralph Fiennes as Goethe in, oh God, I can't remember Goethe. In, was it Schindler's List? A man who shot people in the back for fun. So yeah, a Nazi. Yeah, so they gave him a nomination nod for that. So hey, but let's just get really upset about this one.
Yeah,
it's like really, let's not get upset about things like that.
Is that not in the old "Do Please Fuck Off" season?
Almost, because I understand what some people are saying. Don't endorse that type of character, but the point is, as Elton says, it's acting.
Yeah, it's just a fucking role. That's it. He's getting an award for portraying that person convincingly. If you feel nothing when you're watching him, then he's a bad actor. But if you feel anger while you're watching him, you feel some sort of emotional response, then that's great acting.
The only thing I would say with that particular film's concerned is that there is a sort of very slight redemption arc for that character. So it almost kind of like, I can see people saying, it sort of tries to humanize him towards the end. But, ignore certain plot points and, you can make points for that, but that's the story. That's not the character and that's not the actor. That's just...
And plus, people...
We're wandering into murky waters here.
People change. That's it. People get shown how wrong they are and they suddenly twig on that and they do have...
redemptive arcs.
Exactly. Everybody's not... It's not sort of... that's life in general, basically. That's how human beings work.
It's also, I think, characters in stories have no obligation to be likeable.
That's very true.
But it's something that I've noticed creeping up, and I think it's a very deplorable fan mentality from watching endless seasons of TV shows that refuse to die. Of kind of, I like this character and I like this character, and we expect, and it's this. I've noticed creeping up the last few years, this idea that everyone has to be likable and everyone has to have a little mascot character in a story, and heaven forbid we see people as they really are, warts and all, and we have proper drama with broken, twisted people. And maybe watching these stories about these people, we might start to understand them a little bit better. But instead, it's being sold out for, no, they need audience appeal, and that. It's all about what character's going to be popular and test well, and everything's a bit too cuddly, and it's making everything anodyne, and we're getting these ridiculous situations where, people are objecting to Kill a Mockingbird being taught in schools because it has racism in it, and it's kind of
That's the point.
It's a book about the evils of racism. It has to have some in, I'm afraid. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
You get into a surreal. I don't know. It's just grumpy old man time. But you know what I mean? It's just kind of not everything should be just set up like a niche fan show where everyone has a favourite.
Yes.
We are allowed to have characters that are nasty and horrible.
Yeah, and how many films?
I mean, if you've got an Oscar for appearing, as Ku Klux Klan member in Why Racism is Great, maybe you'd have a controversy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe one day when it comes out on home media, we'll do 3 Billboards, because we did do was it In Bruges, and Martin Madonna's stuff is really well written. So we'll probably cover that when it comes out as well.
Yep.
Oh, maybe that's it. Maybe we'll have an Oscar season, Oscar winner season.
Ooh, that could be interesting.
Could be interesting.
Are we doing it from a particular year? Or are we going to pick
I don't know.
Lawrence of Arabia or
No, whatever.
Actually, I wouldn't mind actually seeing that.
Production team meeting. Everyone gather
There you
round.
go. Gather round, huddle.
Anyway, moving on.
Where are you sticking your hand? I didn't mean that kind of huddle.
No. Yeah. Bad touch. It's the Christmas party all over again.
Don't send me back in the cupboard.
I'm not sitting on that photocopy. I just simply am not. Right. So anyway, Jim, anything else?
No.
Okay.
Let's move around the table. I think we had enough tangents there as it is.
Yeah, fair enough. Elton.
Hello, mate.
Hello, mate.
Hello.
Hello.
I suppose I've got like 2 weeks of information.
Oh yeah, because you were away last week.
Yeah, I certainly was.
Did you watch The Dish just out of interest?
No.
Ah, okay.
No, I didn't know. No.
Rubbish.
I think when it was first around, I didn't watch it because of that crazy kangaroo on the front cover. And I just thought, nah, talking kangaroos, don't think so. And never watched it.
Talking kangaroos.
Yeah, there's
It looks like it's going to talk, doesn't it?
The international cover has a kangaroo on the front cover reflected in the helmet of an Apollo mission spacesuit.
Because it's in Australia.
I know, and because
Oh, cliche.
yeah, cliche, yeah, for sure.
Don't start me off on cliches.
You've woken him up.
Spacehunter in the cliche zone.
Anyway,
Anyway, yes,
Elton.
I had a guy dump his car outside of my house, which went down well, as you can imagine. I woke up on a Saturday morning, and this car was parked behind my car. A little bit, I could get my car out, but it was a bit of a squeeze. And the headlights were still on, and one of the windows was half down, and it just looked like it had been dumped. There was scratches all around the front and down the side. And you get to thinking, is this a drunk driver? Have they damaged my car? Have they dumped this for some reason? And so I looked around it, couldn't get into it. I tried all the handles, tried to break in to roll it back so I could get my car out a bit easier, but couldn't. So disappeared, did what I had to do, came back, and I came out. I was going to report it on the internet because you can do these things these days as dumped, and would someone like to come? Maybe it was stolen and dumped. So I thought if I report it, then they might be able to sort something out.
Tell them it had been there for 2 weeks.
Oh, was it 2 weeks?
No, just say 2 weeks, a random amount of time. So it's been there for 2 weeks, nobody's moved it.
Yeah.
Windows half down, lights are still on, sort of.
you don't know how a car works, do you?
No, I don't.
2 weeks with
I'm just spitballing here. I'm just spitballing. That's all I'm doing. All right.
Anyway.
So I saw it when I came back, parked up, went up to my house, got the stuff on the internet ready to do it, and I thought, I haven't got the registration number. So I went down to the car to take a photo of it, and there was this big dude just climbing inside it. I thought, okay, someone's trying to move it. So I went over. I went, you're right. And he just looked at me, gave me this dead stare. And this guy must have been about 6 foot, 6.5 foot tall, and probably just as wide. It was built like a brick shithouse.
Right.
And he gave me that glare of, fuck off, mate. And I was like, oh, okay. So I was just trying to be polite. I went, is that yours? Yeah, whatever it is. You know, what are you going to do? Whoa, hang on.
Yeah.
I'm not here to fight you. I'm here to wonder what's going on with the car. Because I was blocked in earlier on. It broke down, didn't it?
Did it? I don't know.
Didn't know that. And he started bleating on at me, and I just looked at him and went, you, sir, are a rude man. And I spun on my heels and walked away. And I was going,
that told him.
Please don't follow me. Please don't follow me. Please don't follow me.
that told him, Elton.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Did you walk the long way around to your house after that? Did you climb over the back fence? Because that's what I would have done. I would have
Follow me.
just walked in the opposite direction to where I live. Leave a false trail.
False breadcrums.
Yeah, false breadcrumbs. I did that once.
Over four fences. No, don't mind me. I'm just a big guy. Follow me.
Do you know what? When I was younger, I actually used that tactic. I was trying to get someone's attention, right? And they lived in the same tower block I was in. And I threw a stone up at their window to try and get their attention, and I smashed the fucking window. And I just turned around and walked in the opposite direction to the one where I lived. I'm like, where am I fucking going? I don't know.
Anywhere but here.
Anywhere but here.
Turning your t-shirt inside out.
That's right. Yep.
Tying your vest around your head.
Yeah.
Anything to disguise yourself when you came back.
Take the local Halfords, get to respray my push bike. You know.
Darren starts limping on the way back. No, it wasn't me. It's a guy who could walk normally.
Rolling his trouser legs up.
Oh dear.
Anyway, so they moved it, did they?
Yeah, it got moved, but I weren't going out there again for the rest of the day because he was big. He could plough me into the ground if he wanted.
That's what the local constabulary are there for, my friend. That's their job.
Local constabulary?
Yes. Don't look. You just walked up to a 6-foot thug and went, "You are a very rude man, sir." Don't start picking on my fucking phrases. You said that.
No, I'm not picking on the phrase. I'm picking on the. Where are the police? There are no police around here.
I wish he actually said something to you, because then you could have turned around and gone, "I said good day, sir."
But
you vagabond,
you ruffian of the highest order. You're a cad.
You vermilion.
You cad.
Move your vehicle forthwith.
Yes, I shall brook no measure. No, you are impeding my egress from my house with my vehicular contraption. Please move it forthwith.
Oh dear. And okay, so after that was all cleared up, the snow came, and I had to go up to Nottingham for training. That's why I wasn't with you guys last week.
Mm-hmm.
And drove up in, let's say, it wasn't bad snow. That was Monday night. But by the time I got up there, all the water in my washer bottles had frozen. So that wasn't good whatsoever. And they're still not working, which ain't good. But as soon as it started snowing, we all got an email saying that, if you don't come into work because of the snow, we love you guys, but you're not getting paid. Like, oh, okay. Nice little underhanded little thing there. Just a little reminder, just in case you're thinking about not coming in, just in case it's snowing and, you can't get in. Yeah, I ain't going to pay you. I was like, okay, fine. Anyway, I'm up in Nottingham, so that's all right. I'm good. I'm fine. But while I was up there, we had this horrible training course. I learned a lot, but I'm just learning about stuff I don't really want to learn about. And it was full of northern people. And
what? It was full of what?
Good Lord.
Northern people.
Northern vermilions.
Yes.
Marjorie, looky here. There appears to be northern people in this establishment. What is going on?
Don't look, Marjorie. There appears to be people from Nottingham.
No, these were from Manchester.
Don't move. Their vision is based on movement.
No, well, okay. We was all getting on nicely until it came to breaking out the equipment and starting to physically work on these test apparatus. And once that happened, everyone's elbows got out and they all wanted to be the big I am and shout over everyone else. And it was just getting louder and louder and louder. And when that happens, I just kind of clam up and just, no, I'm going to sit down here. And that's when the lecturer noticed that I'm sat there quietly. And he's like, well, Elton, you can do it. And everyone's shouting over the top. I'm trying to do it, and everyone's shouting over the top of me. And it's just too much. It's horrible. And so I had to break out from that. And at lunchtime, because they didn't lay on lunch for us, which we only found out 2 minutes before lunchtime was there. I popped to a KFC. And
oh, no. Not a chicken-free KFC.
Well, no, this had chicken, but it also came with a weird brown substance. Gravy.
What?
Ah, yes. Do not be afraid of the northern gravy.
Right.
All right, Terry Wogan.
I get gravy. I like gravy. Gravy is good. It's all gravy.
Yes. Wibble wobble.
But with KFC?
I don't know.
KFC, man, what the fuck?
You do get it down here as well, you know, gravy.
Right, okay, yeah, I know you do, but you either get a choice of a pot of beans or a pot of gravy. And if you're sensible, you go for the beans. And if you're feeling a bit wonky, then you go for the gravy. And they're small little tubs. This was like a chicken bucket full of gravy.
Yes, but you want to remain incognito, Elton. You need to remain incognito. You must eat like the natives do, otherwise they will spot you, and they will know you are from Londinium.
Well, I asked them when I got back. I said, okay, yeah, it was weird having gravy. And they all looked around and went, yeah, go have a spot of gravy. I'm like, oh, okay. And yeah, it just turned it a bit heated. And
you got heated over gravy?
Gravy as well.
Did you try and talk like a northerner? You go, I'm going to shop to buy some gravy. Ooh, me bunions.
I daren't.
Jim, as a representative of North, what do you have to say on this gravy gate?
Well, as far as I'm aware, which is not very much because I haven't been in a KFC for years, but having just done some Googling, it appears to be something to do everywhere.
There you go. So what you're basically saying is Elton is an untravelled oik.
Go on, Jim, say it. Go on, Jim.
Well, no, I mean, personally, kind of gravy and KFC, it's a bit ambitious. They should try maybe having some chicken in their food first before they go to gravy. But
stepping up to the condiments before you actually have the thing to put it on. Yeah, it is a bit of a move.
But yeah, apparently they have launched a family-sized bucket of gravy, and that was in the Metro last year. So.
Comes with 4 little ladles of it.
It's not a northern thing, as far as I know. It's just something KFC have started doing.
Nice.
When I mentioned this, though, the northerners in the room, which was 90% of the people in that room, were all just, well, no, you have gravy with everything. And, you know, Jim, is that true? Do you have gravy with everything?
No.
The North has spoken.
Mancunians might, but, they're not real proper northerners. They're just pretend northerners.
Oh, my word. Oh, God. There you go.
They're Mancunians first.
Oh, dear. Jim, what are you saying? What are you doing, man?
They tell you the same.
Oh.
They wouldn't want to be lumped in with ordinary northerners, Mancunians. They have a bit of an attitude.
Oh, God.
As Russell Kane says, they're fed guitars when they're very young.
Yeah. They've been locked in deadly combat with Liverpool over who's the scalliest scally for decades now.
Oh.
The rest of the North just let those two cities just get the fuck on with it. And we all know they're gobshites, so.
Oh.
Boom.
Why don't
Yeah.
I haven't felt this uncomfortable since episode 4 was the Ku Klux Klan advert.
Lee, I don't want to worry you or anything, but I'm checking the listener board, and the whole of that part of the country has just gone completely black.
It's just vanished.
The lights have gone out there.
No, it is true in
picking up
northern
any
chip
signals.
shops you can buy gravy
Yes, you can.
in little
That's
pots.
what they said.
But you can also buy, curry sauce, baked beans, and
Mushy peas.
all other kinds of weird things in pot. Mushy peas, yeah.
Fucking peas. What the?
I don't know. Mushy peas is just wrong in all sorts of levels.
I've got to say, when I was at York
Fucked peas, isn't it?
there last year,
Fucked peas.
in York there last year, they've got a Dutch chip shop. And you buy your chips in the cone, and they've got a whole rack of sauces at the back. Anything you like, from from mayonnaise to
Man fat.
to to table polish. I don't know. It's all there. You know.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay. This is what people have come to expect from like the 287th best film podcast on iTunes. Gravy and chips.
That's right.
KFC news. You don't get this on Komodo Mayo.
No.
Certainly.
What? Oh, shit 'em.
So we've gone for the KFC gravy, the training, and your car issues. Anything else, Elton?
Well, I made it home safely.
Well, we figured that much.
Yeah.
You're not unless
Some
you're
people's disappointment, but there you go.
I was going to say, are you actually, unless you're phoning it in right now from like the central reservation of the M1, I think we're fully aware that you've made it.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Cool. That's good. That's good to hear. We're cool. Dow.
Yes.
Over to you. How's your week?
Well, very snowy, very frozen.
Let it go.
Let it go.
What part of the country would you like to kill off?
Yeah, what part of the country would you like to insult, Down? Seeing as we're working our way around the British Isles.
Well, down south, they're actually here. In Bromley, I'd like to fucking insult me. In fact, Grove Park, the fucking train service here, Southeastern.
What train service?
What train service, yes. I mean, you experienced this train service from here firsthand, okay,
yes.
right?
Every day.
You're here, right? Not very far from London.
No.
And yet, they had trouble dealing with a little bit of snow, right?
The only bit of fairness I will give to them is that all the trains that come through Grove Park have to come from Tunbridge Wells or beyond, which does put them outside of the M25, which does put them in the 3 feet of snow or greater level.
Okay, I'm out literally.
I understand there's always a lot of snow in Tunbridge Wells if you know the right man to go and see.
yeah, he's just down by the theatre. If you go around the back of the theatre, he's right there. I just asked for Ron. Tell him Lee sent you.
But I was out in Byfleet, and that I shouldn't have expected any kind of train service there. Being out in the middle of the sticks, Byfleet, right out. It's just sort of like Woking is just a little bit further on from it, right?
Hell.
Yeah, exactly. And yet I got on the train, and there were me and 3 other people on this train.
Yeah,
and it went fast all the way through to Waterloo. I got off at Waterloo. Fucking place was deserted.
Yeah,
and I got in on time into work as well.
Nice. Well,
like one of the best train journeys I'd ever taken. I'm thinking, everybody can. Let's have some more snow, a little bit of a light covering, so everybody can have the excuse of I'm working from home.
So on behalf of all the people stuck in the snow who were further east from you, I salute you and fuck off.
I had no right to it. Yeah, honestly, I could have died in a snowdrift there, but I didn't. And I got in, and everything was fine and hunky dory. And it's like where you were. That, as I say, they're closer to London, right? Not very far outside of London. No. Yet apparently they could only put together one train every 45 years.
It was something along those lines, about every 45 to an hour.
Indeed.
One train. Which caused sort of like those scenes that they talk about in 28 Days Later, where one person screams and then everyone runs for the train.
Yep,
it was like that.
Indeed, indeed.
Okay.
I've noticed people become a bit shit when it comes to things like this. I mean, I've been on trains sort of like the past couple of days when it was snowing. The train is packed. There is nowhere to go, right? There's just about breathing space. It's like a boa constrictor. Everybody's frightened to breathe in because then it kind of moves up and they get squashed a little bit more and they can't breathe out and people start dying. And you will always get some fucker at the door going, "Can you move down, please?" Like, "No, I fucking can't, you stupid cunt."
Yeah, unless I'm going to climb onto the fucking luggage rack and you'll fuck off.
And you notice... They always go to the front of the fucking train, right, where everyone else has fucking gone. It's like, don't worry about the 14 other carriages you got behind it that you could have bloody well gone to, you lazy fucker. Just fuck off.
So really, this whole section should be called Snowmageddon or Snow Bastard.
No, snow. Fuck off. Fuck snow.
Fuck snow.
Fuck snow.
Snow joke.
What was it?
Snow business like show business.
I'm trying to get back out to Byfleet. Come in. Just finished work. Managed to get myself on a train going out. One of the delayed ones. And they stopped the train. I think it was at Vauxhall or something. The bloke comes over the tunnel. Oh yeah, we're stopping you here because the passengers have opened the doors on the train and they're now walking along the track. It's like, well, I say this is a perfect thing of survival of the fittest. If you want to do something fucking stupid like that, and I don't think they should be switching the lines off. No,
it's Darwinism.
Exactly. I think if you do something stupid, you should be made to pay the fucking price.
And leave their bodies there as well, as an example.
Exactly.
See, this is it. This is it. The Black Dog Party for Britain.
Yeah, I think there's just too much
Darwinism in action.
Darwinism in action. I think if you do something fucking stupid, then really you lose all right to any compensation or anything like that.
Cast off your warning signs.
Exactly. If you're walking down a street and you're looking at your phone without looking where you're fucking going, you fall down an open manhole cover or something like this. Not that you get them in this place, or fall over on a comedy banana skin. Then, fuck you.
Yeah.
I think you should be made to pay some sort of tax, some extra tax, some stupidity tax. Just so it teaches you a fucking lesson. Although if you are that fucking stupid, then it doesn't really matter. But, well, hey, what the hell? Money goes in the coffers for something else. Buys everyone else a jam sandwich or something. I don't know.
Right.
All those who are not stupid, who don't do something fucking stupid.
I'd like to sign up to your manifesto.
Thank you very much.
Before you invade a small country.
Yeah, and if you ride on a fucking pavement on your push bike, and I stick a fucking umbrella through the spokes of your front fucking wheel, and you go over and you go through a plate glass window, tough shit.
Well, you did kind of instigate that.
Yeah, but they shouldn't have been riding on the pavement. I'm sorry, that's what it should be. If you do something like that, then all bets are off. Unless you are like 6 years old, the fuck are you doing on the pavement in the first place, on a push bike?
So, Northerners, bike riders, and Mancunians. We're doing well. Anything else? Dog owners? Go for it. People with legs.
I think I've said my piece now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Right.
Stupid fuckers who ride push bikes or fucking scooters on a fucking pavement. If it's got wheels, get in a fucking road.
What, even like if you're a kid?
No, as I said, unless you are like about 6 years old, right? If you're like a fucking 35-year-old adult, you shouldn't be riding your scooter. And those fucking...
No, just finish the sentence there.
Those two-wheeled...
Finish the sentence.
Those two-wheeled fucking hoverboards or whatever the fuck they're not hoverboards. They're not hoverboards at all. They're a board with wheels on. That's not hovering, is it? You can't even get the fucking science right. Hovering means there's nothing apart from some sort of energy field holding you up, or air maybe, but not fucking wheels. That's not a hoverboard. And do you realise how much of a cock you look riding one of those things? You think you look cool, but no, you fucking don't. You're just trying too hard. And I'm going to kick you down a flight of stairs next time I see you. There, fucking hoverboard down that. You stupid fucking wannabe Dalek. Fuck off.
I feel like this is an advert with Donald Pleasance telling you about the perils of scootering.
Most of the sugar turns to fucking alcohol.
Yes, don't go out on the pavement with your scooter.
If you go out on the pavement with your scooter, then I will fuck punch you into the privet hedge. Yes, I will. And it will be your fault.
Because I think you look like a twat.
Yes, and you're riding on the pavement.
So scooters. So anyone with a hoverboard, scooter, or a bike.
Fucking hoverboard.
Okay.
Fucking hoverboard.
All right.
It's not a fucking hoverboard.
Jeez, you're a very angry man
I am
today.
a very fucking angry man. I'm a street fighting man. That's what I am.
Show me on this doll where this last film touched you.
Jesus Christ away. All over.
Cool. Well, for me, it's been snow bastard all the way, basically. Got on the train at one point where one train turned up with an hour between trains, and 3 of the carriages had broken down and were being pulled in the middle of a train with 2 engines. So essentially, you had 2 really crowded carriages, 3 closed carriages, and another 2 crowded carriages. And basically everyone sort of saw these carriages come past that were all empty, and then were sort of like, yay! And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, they're all shut. And everyone running for 2 ends.
Why?
Just because they were fucking idiots. And so everyone ran onto these trains, and I got onto the first carriage. And it literally got to the point where I was almost like, you know, when you see like these kind of, you know, we can't take any more people, you know, like on the bloody Titanic.
Yeah.
You sort of pull a gun out and start shooting in the air to get everyone to back the fuck off. It's like I'm standing on the train going, fucking back! Ah!
Yes.
It's just madness. It was just absolute madness. It's for small amount of snow, effectively. I mean, really. But that said, round my way, at work, there's like 2 sort of relatively new buildings. The whole area around King's Cross is getting renovated. But what I think they didn't realise was that the 2 buildings, one of which is the Google YouTube building, it's fucking enormous complex, and this other building which has all the shops and the shops they're building into it, by the bottom of the tram sheds. Yeah, basically they're so close together that it creates like a vacuum and pulls wind through at about like 30 mile an hour when the temperatures either go too low or too high. And no joking, the wind chill, I mean, you know, your phone can sometimes register temperature, can't it? You can get an app which registers temperature on your phone. Yeah. Fucking, I had a wind chill of -10 going through that bit. And I literally,
shit.
my eyes were actually freezing shut. It was really shit. You're walking, the hat's blown backwards, all the snow's hitting me in the face, and then this wind just goes, whoo, and it was like one of those cartoons. You sort of just freeze in the spot. And there was all these people just kind of huddling off to the side underneath the awnings of the shops.
Yeah.
To just kind of like keep out of the wind until the wind died down, and then sort of scuttle along a bit more, and then the wind, and actually the canal that runs through all the way up to Camden, frozen solid.
Wow.
I've got a couple of photos of it.
I remember seeing those on your Facebook.
Yeah, and a really confused looking moorhen standing on the bloody ice going like, what the fuck happened there?
Where's all that wet stuff gone?
Where's it gone? Other than that, the icy, snowy conditions have killed my car. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, as long as we don't finish tonight at 2 o'clock in the morning, I should be fine.
Yeah. No. And, yeah, other than that, Katie got a new bed, and I actually had to build that on Sunday, and we got, I say about 30-40% of the way through before we realised that one piece had been put in and 2 other pieces were upside down. Go on.
I did DIY on the weekend as well.
Go on.
They're in Reese Flat. She's got a cubby hole that's got no door on it, and it's actually got an air brick in there, so it's causing a fucking mighty draft into the passageway. So
Euphemism.
That fucking distant laugh from Jim there.
Yeah.
So I bought one of those little concertina doors, the white ones, and I actually chopped that up and managed to make it all fit in nicely, and does the job, man.
Nice. Okay.
So that was my. Although I must admit, I bought a handy saw, and I'm trying to cut through the bottom of this door just so it would fit, because the door itself is not as tall as the actual the hole
you need
there.
a hammer for that, mate.
No, you need a saw, right? So I bought this thing called a handy saw. I'm cutting away, and the fucking thing broke halfway through the actual sort of like the sawing part there, and it's like, well, that's fucking useless. Chuck that away. Went into the village to try and get another saw blade. Fucking place was shut at 1 o'clock.
Because it's a village.
What's that got to do with it? It's not like, you know, people only do DIY between 8 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon.
In the village.
Oh, whatever. So anyway, I ended up chopping up the rest of this door with this saw blade I had on a penknife.
Oh, you joking.
No, I got it done in the end, but it was like I'm gonna lose a thumb, I think, or a kneecap.
Yeah, that 20 years of self-abuse has really kind of paid off.
Indeed, but no, it worked. It worked. It was fine. Everything's all hunky dory.
Yeah,
looking good, man.
Wrist
Looking
muscles like walnuts.
Damn right, I can flip a truck with this hand there.
I can shake the lid off a jam jar just with one hand.
Yeah.
Cool.
You know, if I move it quick enough, I can phase through walls without breaking them.
I can actually disappear through reality.
Just go to the right frequency and there we go. Look,
Fucking,
I am the Flash.
only that hand.
That's it. I'm the world's crappy superhero. I can put my hand through things. Look.
Yeah. Flash Winkle.
Yeah.
The guy on the Cloverfield Paradox.
Oh God, yeah. What's his name? Fucking Chris O'Dowd with his magical arm that disappears through a wall and then reappears. For some reason, able to walk down a corridor to give you a clue about some bloke having worms in him, and the clue means nothing. And how does that?
How does it know how to write?
No, it's not just that. How does it know to tell anyone about the worms in the body, and what does that solve? What does it prove? It just goes, look at this other strange shit that's happening. You're a fucking arm.
Stop.
You're a fucking arm on your own. Just sitting in a glass case, you dozy twat. You can't get any stranger than that. Oh, a bloke's got worms in him. By this point, it don't matter. Whatever.
What's that all about?
It hasn't solved anything.
No.
Fucking Cloverfield Paradox is just...
Stop.
What? What do you mean stop? Spoil it? What, you would think I'm going to spoil it? Jesus.
No.
Elton, trust me, mate, you'll be glad we spoiled it for you.
He's seen it. He was the first one to see it.
Was he?
Yeah.
So why did you tell us to stop then?
Because he wasn't here last week when we did the 10-minute spoiler zone on it.
I shouldn't have started anything.
Shouldn't have started anything. Fucking film. That was just bollocks. That was worse than
Cloverfield paracetamol. That's what I called it.
Cloverfield
peroxide. Cloverfield Pan's Labyrinth.
Cloverfield Pants Aisle of Marks and Spencer's.
Cloverfield Tide Pod.
Nice. Okay, we've wasted an hour.
Cloverfield, fuck you, that's why.
Yeah, exactly. Cloverfield, random plot devices fired into a tumble dryer and randomly pulled out. And then Chris O'Dowd opens a cheese. Right, okay, brilliant. Write that up. That's a script. And then David Oelio looks at a marble made of ham. Brilliant. Okay, now what? According to this, a airlock will be filled with water. Why? Because armchairs. Brilliant.
Do you know what? David Bowie, actually, when he started songwriting, he actually cut up bits of newspaper, stuck them in a tombola, and he used to pull stuff out and he'd make song lyrics up. And it progressed to the modern day where somebody wrote a computer program for him that actually did that because he thought, the random words coming together would make an interesting lyric. And I've often wondered what happened to that computer. Well, J.J. Abrams has obviously bought it on eBay, and he's now using it to write Cloverfield films. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, it's just like, I tell you what. Before we get to the film, let's try this, right?
Go on.
I'm going to go you, Darren, then Jim, then Elton, then me. We've just got to come up with different words, single words, and that'll be our next Cloverfield movie. So, ready? One word. The first word that comes to your head, go.
Biscuit.
Jim.
Bollocks.
Elton.
Bike.
What? Bike? Okay.
Bike.
Jumper. Biscuit, bollocks, bike, jumper. There you go. The new Cloverfield 4 has been leaked here and now.
Oh, I've got it. You see, what happens is, on the space station, a wave of energy comes down from that space station as part of the paradox effect, and it hits a nudist camp in Brighton.
Better
right?
than that.
And hold on.
Okay.
And it turns someone's bollocks into biscuits, right? To which they start becoming a bit chilly because the sky goes dark, and so they have to put on a jumper. But to get to the jumper, they have to ride a bike.
Through a field of bollocks.
Through a field of bollocks. And maybe we'll just shoehorn the Cloverfield monster in there somewhere.
The Cloverfield monster eats them.
He's on the nudist beach. He's having a bit of a whale of a time. He's like, he likes to let it all hang free sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, I got another one for you. Here's another one using the same pitch. Right, a man riding a bike eats some biscuits. Tries to while doing one of those
into a pair of bollocks.
yeah, while riding on the bike.
Yeah.
He tries to do one of those wanky things, where they take the handlebars take the hands off the handlebars.
Yep.
He tries to change his jumper, and he stops so hard he takes his bollocks off. This is the story about the ghost of his bollocks coming back after.
Oh, I thought we was going to say this is the Cloverfield paramedics, because that's what he'd need after that.
Yeah. In fact, the bollocks then go on to haunt a biscuit factory.
Pair of ghost bollocks.
Ghost bollocks. See?
Ooh.
See?
What's that?
That's Cloverfield 5 sorted.
I feel a hairy tickling at the back of my neck. Don't look on your shoulder.
It's damp.
It's ghost bollocks.
And then the Cloverfield monster eats him. 'Cause why not? Should we try it again? One more time.
Go on
and then
in.
we'll go into the
All
next
right,
one. Right?
go on
So,
in.
ready, Dal? One word, go.
One word.
Yes.
Orange.
Jim.
Tricycle.
Elton.
Salamander.
Okay. Cup.
So, orange tricycle salamander cup.
New Marvel Universe.
Is that the other Avengers that they don't talk about? Is that the name of all the 4 members?
The orange salamander tricycle and cup. It's the alternate universe Fantastic Four.
So Orange is a hero that was bitten by a radioactive sunbed.
Yeah. Tricycle is a person who basically has a really long penis and basically pulls himself along.
It's shaped like a wheel.
It's shaped like a wheel. Just kind of drags himself along, and then cup. Well, you can just pour anything you like into that one.
Right. Okay.
And then salamander, he just sticks to walls and just looks forlorn. He can't do an awful lot unless he's moist.
Licks his eyeballs.
Licks his eyeballs. That's his power. There you go. New X-Men. That's it. See,
oh man,
our Cloverfield simulator is going to work a fucking treat.
Yeah.
There you go. I guarantee by the time he's finished listening to this, Chris Johnson will have made a randomized word generator that will give us a Cloverfield plot simulator. 4 words. That's all you need. 4 words.
What's that one? Oh, there we go. There's a program. There's an actual app, right? It's I don't know. It's a game or whatever, but it's called Mad Libs. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
It's where it asks you to put in random words, and it makes a story out of those random words. And it can either be funny or just, well, I think you had to be there at the time. And yeah, I think maybe that's what J.J. Abrams is using. He's using Mad Libs to write Cloverfield stories now.
Yeah, well, obviously, for a small retainer, all 4 of us can clearly work for him.
I think so.
I think that's a good one. Anyway, right, let's draw a veil over this.
Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll write a Cloverfield story using Mad Libs.
You do that.
Okay.
Because that'll keep you distracted between now and when you have to let fly on this film.
Okay.
Okay, right. So Darren's off writing a Cloverfield story, and we're going to run this jingle, which is Rose Tinted Specs, I think.
Rose Tinted Specs. Rose Tinted Specs. Rose Tinted Specs. Rose Tinted Specs.
You're gonna watch a film you like when you were young. Sticking in the player, then send feedback when it's done. Has it stood the test of time, a classic even more? Or has the movie lost its shine, a cinematic bore? still hot? Send me what you got. Is it still hot? Send me what you got. We'll read out your thoughts on this week's Rose Tinted Specs. We'll read out your thoughts on this week's Rose Tinted Specs. Rose Tinted Specs, Rose Tinted Specs. Rose Tinted Specs, Rose Tinted Specs.
Oh my God! Call an ambulance. Right. Okay. So, Space Hunter Adventures in the Forbidden Zone. I don't even know what the sound went like. Was directed by Lamont Johnson. Though actually,
Good old Lamont.
Lamont Johnson. Exactly. He who created such wonderful things as, he says, clicking on the link. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Nothing of consequence.
Nothing of consequence whatsoever.
And the sequel, nothing of consequence too. Still nothing of consequence.
Johnson's directing debut came in 1948 with the play Yes for a Very Young Man. Yes is for a Very Young Man. Right, okay, I'm just going to skip Lamont Johnson. But the thing is, what's interesting is
Really?
that Lamont... Well, hold on. What I was going to say, what is interesting is that Lamont Johnson actually got kicked off. Oh, sorry, came in after the original director, Jean Lefleur, was bounced, as it were, quoted in Variety. He was bounced. So God knows what happened there, but he got kicked off. So, yeah, Space Hunter Adventure to the Forbidden Zone is a 1983 American-Canadian space western film and stars Peter Strauss, Molly Ringwald, Ernie Hudson, Andrea Makovici, and Michael Ironside. The film's executive producer was Ivan Reitman. Yes, that one. Yeah. And was directed by Lamont Johnson. The film has an adventurous music score composed by Elmer Bernstein, which also sounded remarkably like some outtakes from Ghostbusters, or Stripes.
Well, Harold Ramis's voice was
In the first 5 minutes,
exactly,
wasn't it? Yeah. So, yeah, this was clearly like...
Was this post Ghost? No, Ghostbusters was 84, wasn't it?
Yeah, pre-Ghostbusters, yeah.
Pre-Ghostbusters.
When the film came out in theatres, parts of it was shown in 3D, and the film became part of the 3D film revival craze of the early 1990s. The film is about a bounty hunter who goes on a mission to rescue 3 women stranded on a brutal planet and meets a vagrant teenage girl along the way. The budget was $14.4 million. How much did it make, Jim?
Say 14.4?
Yep.
13.2.
Okay. Elton?
£7.
£7. Is that weight or actual?
Just
That's in tubs of hair gel.
Right, okay, fair enough. Darren?
I think it made 3,000 mega credits.
3,000 mega credits?
Yes, those big credits. Bigger than the other credits. Those ones are not the mega credits. Those credits there are just credits.
Yes.
Then you have mega credits.
Yes.
Which are bigger and worth more.
Mega.
Mega, because they're called mega.
They're mega.
They're mega.
Mega credits. Okay.
They're incredibly macho, like the lead character. He's such a man.
Oh dear. Yes. Well, actually, it made 16.7
Mega credits.
Mega credits. Yes. No, $16.7 million. Yes. What else? Let's go down the list. There's not a lot in the production on the wiki, which is probably quite a good thing. Parts of the film were shot in Cane Creek, Bull Canyon, Colorado River, Potash, Lower Shafter Trail, Potash Settling Grounds, Great Hills, and US Highway 91, as well as areas of the Canyonlands Airport, of which, when the ship lands, you can see the car park in the distance.
Can you?
Yeah. When the spaceship comes down to land, you can see a car park. But never mind.
Dear, oh dear.
In terms of reception, Variety called it a muddled science fiction tale whose editing prevents audiences from enjoying the well-shot action scenes, while Janet Maslin of the New York Times wrote that the film does more with the 3D than its contemporaries, but is too crowded with derivative ideas to be memorable. However, Paul Mavis, reviewing the film on the 2017's Blu-ray release for Movies and Drinks magazine, wrote, "With an incident-busy script, something is going on all the time. The action is tolerable low-grade road warrior approximation. The set pieces are reasonably imaginative, and a lot of the weirdo stuff is crammed into the fast runtime." However, Rotten Tomatoes gives the film approval rating of 18%, based on 11 reviews. That's it. So, who has never seen this film before?
I've never seen this film before.
You've never seen this film
I've
before?
never seen this film before.
Okay. Well,
This film of
are you
3D you've never seen before.
Okay, before we go into
Like
that then...
you've never seen before.
I was going to say the other thing with 3D was there was lots of other 3D. Amityville 3D, Parasite, Friday the 13th, Part 3. There was Metal Storm, The Destruction of Jared Sin. There was... what was the other one that was coming out? I'm looking...
Jaws 3D in this
Jaws
sort of area
3D,
as well.
yeah. So Jaws 3D. And then there was also... I'm going to find it in a second. Oh yes, there was also Amityville 3D Coming At Ya, and Treasure of the Four Crowns, and Star Chaser Legend of Orin. Do you remember that?
Is that from the same cliched universe as Spacehunter Adventures in the Cliche
Yeah,
Zone?
but Star Chaser was an animated one.
Was it?
Yeah.
Again, though.
Yeah,
Star Chaser.
Star Chaser The Legend of Orin, which one day will turn up on this list because it is another one of those young Lee is an idiot episodes.
Okay.
But anyway, because I remember it looking really cool, but actually it looks more like a He-Man cartoon, and it's naff. But anyway,
Was it a Ralph Bakshi cartoon by any chance?
I can't remember. I was too young to remember that. But anyway, so okay then. So you haven't seen it, Elton? Have you seen it?
I have bizarrely seen half of this.
Okay, and Jim, you've definitely seen it, haven't you?
Unfortunately, yes.
Right, okay, well then we are in a sort of weird, bizarro world where Darren's the only one who has never seen this, so you seem keen to give this, to jump in, so
Yeah.
Darren, what did you think of this film?
Jesus Christ. I think I was going to write on the Facebook group, holy mother of shitballs, watch this film. What can I say? I'm just going to hit this in acid flashbacks. Molly Ringwald, you know what? If she ever gets really desperate for money, right, she could always use that voice to cut plate steel with. I'll tell you that now, because that's what it felt like it was doing to my head every time she opened her fucking mouth. That's all I heard. I didn't hear actually any words. I heard, and then it followed up with the back of my head, a voice in my head going, the Sand people, they're easily startled, but they'll be back in greater numbers. So, Molly Ringwald really not doing much for me. Like, it's not really helping to endear this film to me at all. Because, yeah, headache.
Because shit.
It's the cheesiness of this film as well left me feeling a bit soiled.
Really?
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's this, hey, Chalmers, I've said your name before 2 seconds ago, but I have to say it again and again. Load the gun up, Chalmers. Give me some biscuits, Chalmers.
Judith Chalmers.
Nice job. Must get you to my kitchen sometime, Chalmers. I think that was her name anyway.
Yes.
The female droid.
Yes. You were the best model I ever had.
Yes. You were a sexy robot, but I'm not allowed to say it because this is a kid's film. Although I'm going to imply it strongly. Yes, I am. Yes, there was a lot of near-the-knuckle sexual innuendo in this film, wasn't there? Yes. Like that bit where Michael Ironside, as the overdog, goes, undress her. And they kind of just take a belt off. And, yes, sexy. Really? Okay, Michael. Yes, look, she's wearing big pants. I find that such a turn on, but I'm not going to say it because, well, this is a kids' movie. That bit slowly. Oh, yes.
My penis fell off in 2222.
It did. The plague saw fit to that. It's seen it. It's gone. I went to the loo and it kind of went.
It's in a KFC bucket of gravy.
It is, yes. It's looking not very pleasant. That's,
But that's a
we'll move on
KFC
from that.
bucket of gravy for you.
Yes. I did the TV series, don't you know? Overdog.
Yes.
Overdog. Roar. Look at me with my love-making arms. Yeah, sure, Michael, sure. How the hell? What use are these women? Because there's obviously that what's his name? The pharmacist all fucked up C-3PO, as I came to know him as, because that's what he looked like at one point. It's like, whoa, 3PO's really let himself go. With these bits of metal all over his face and what have you. It makes this, the sort of like the sort of suggestion that Overdog wants to have maybe some sexy time with these ladies. And then it's like, what's he got? What's he got for his arms? He's got I'll tell you what it looks like. It looks like the bastard child of Mole Man and one of those machines that you put money in and have the claw that goes and picks up teddy bears. That's what it looks like. Right?
Yeah.
So, it's how are you going to do sexy time, Michael?
I don't know.
You're on a gimbal as well. It's just
it's on a fork truck.
Exactly. I don't know of many great lovers in history who were on a gimbal. On sort of like an arm that goes everywhere.
In fairness, he never proclaimed to be a great lover. He just went, I like her.
He said, I want you for the maze. See, the adults got that one. They could see the innuendo, but the kiddies just think I want it for the maze. I managed to get past that. I don't know why Michael Ironside suddenly sounds like a RADA actor. I didn't go to RADA. I was Ham Tyler, don't you know?
I was going to say, why is he suddenly sounding like Jeremy Irons?
I don't know. Maybe it was Jeremy Irons. Jeremy Irons acting as Michael Ironside, acting as Overdog.
Nice, I like that.
Yeah, he was in such heavy makeup. You wouldn't, isn't it? Such, isn't it? Isn't it? That's the ultimate. It's like Daniel Day-Lewis level method acting.
Yes,
that's what that is.
So
you can imagine Daniel Day-Lewis in this. He'd live for like 3 months with like 2 fucking can openers strapped to his arms. So, waving him like this. Whoa, look at me. Yeah. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger.
Yes.
And stuff. But, so, getting back to the film.
Yes.
Damn. Just.
Right.
I think we can tell the film did nothing for me.
I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
So you're getting really cross.
No.
But you got nothing. You say you kind of struck dumb by its awfulness.
I am. But it's like things that don't make sense. It's like they've got a train that's on a track and it's got an engine. So why does it need fucking sails? The fuck is that all about?
In case the engines fail?
And then what?
It's a hybrid.
I'll tell you what, you're going to have to that wind's going to have to go something to blow that along the track.
We don't know. We only spend like 5 days on the planet. Who can say? If you landed in London now, seems okay. 3 days ago, it was fucking twin with Hoth. Who can say? Weather, man. Be crazy.
Do you know what? Yeah, I agree there, actually. It'd be crazy. Film be crazy.
Film be crazy.
Film be crazy.
Shall I move on? You can flash back?
I can flash back. I will come back to... I will... I will flashing my back.
Because you seem to have kind of overloaded.
Yeah.
Your brain's kind of fried. Decided to leave. Okay. Well,
I'm pretty sure Peter Strauss is like, I'll tell you what, that better be one heck of a fucking conservatory you're building me, because
he ended up becoming a farmer or something, didn't he?
Who, Peter Strauss?
Landscape gardener.
Landscape gardener, that's it. He left Hollywood to
Oh, he
become a
bought a
landscape
fucking
gardener.
hothouse with that money that he got from Spacehunter.
Kew Gardens.
Yeah. And Ernie Hudson. Ernie, come on, man.
Wow.
You're better than this.
Is he though?
Yeah.
What other things has Ernie Hudson been in?
Well, he was in Hand That Rocks the Cradle. He was in that.
Was he?
Yeah.
And
He played the gardener,
that enormous role.
yeah,
Gardener.
and almost. Well, he was in that.
Didn't he
quite a
get
bit.
killed off in that?
No, he didn't. He did not get killed off in that, but he did get. He was framed for something in that film.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay. What else was he in?
for evil Rebecca De Mornay.
Oh,
Yes.
He
well,
was in a very famous picture taken at a convention.
Oh, he is. Yes. Yeah, he's in that one. Yeah. That's where he went deep into that role.
Ernie loves Ernie.
Yeah.
right.
Then he was Officer Elbrecht in The Crow as well.
Oh yeah, that was comprehensive as well. That was a big role.
Yeah.
That was a big role.
That was a big role. So
No, it wasn't.
no, all right, whatever.
Anyway, right. So we've established that Ernie Hudson isn't better than this.
Yeah. All right, he isn't. Maybe this is about Ernie's level.
Sorry, Ernie. You've hit
Yeah.
you peaked with Ghostbusters, mate. I hate to tell you that.
Yeah.
You know, it's the truth.
Did we establish this came out before Ghostbusters?
Yeah, by a year.
That's right, yeah. Thank God that it did, because what would have happened to Ernie's career
God,
otherwise?
Who knows?
Who could say? In some other universe, maybe Ernie's really at rock bottom and only appearing in Ghostbusters remakes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or maybe
or maybe we're in that universe.
maybe he's a top-notch actor. Maybe he's finally got out there and he's done his King Lear,
I think he has.
you know, or Hamlet.
Or a mild cigar from Benson and Hedges.
Yeah, maybe that's what he did. In another universe, that's all he does is adverts for Benson and Hedges. Do they still sell those? Are they still available?
If we have to worry about that, I think we've said all we're going to say about the film.
I'm more interested in whether a certain type of cigar still exists.
Oh God!
Cheap Man Savannah cigar. Sorry.
So, all right. Well, we'll leave Darren. His brain's fried. He's clearly
Oh,
lost.
wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Whoa,
That
okay.
bit where
Whoa.
you're down by the thing, and Ernie Hudson turns up in the snowplow.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Which is great for
a desert planet. Yeah, exactly. And it's like all he's doing is moving it forwards and reversing, and it's just the dude. Just move to the left. Just get out of its way. He can't. The turning circle on that is like, you know, it's.
Did Prometheus teach us nothing?
Exactly. It's got a turning circle the size of BBC television centre. That thing. He's not going to hit you, mate.
Not
It
even
really
if you're
isn't.
standing right in front of it.
Exactly. And anyway, you just walk around the back of it, jump in, like you did later on. Just fuck no.
Right, so we've established the snowplow in a desert world is not
Another thing as well, right?
Right, yeah,
there are
yeah.
3 girls he's going out to rescue. I'm pretty sure they had their necks broken.
I thought that as well, but apparently not.
But no, maybe it was a last minute writing change. And they
Vulcan nerve pinch.
that. Okay.
Because it nicked from everything else, why not?
Yeah.
But it definitely broke their necks.
I'm
you
pretty
even,
sure.
You
That's
even
what the guy at the very beginning of, I think, Superman 2 does. You know, the guy that doesn't speak.
Yeah.
none.
He goes up behind one of the guards and just does that with someone's neck. And it's, you've clearly killed them people. And you heard the crack.
But doesn't he do that with Lois Lane as well, though?
No,
In
that's
Superman
not how
2.
you knock someone out.
Why? Fucking hell.
That's how you kill someone.
Talking about crack, I think that's what you needed to take in hefty doses before watching this.
Is it worth mentioning at this point that, you know, we're getting really het up about a minor plot detail for a film which clearly, has numerous problems before you get to this one.
Did you like the 3D in the film?
What, it's coming out?
Yeah, exactly. Ooh, look, here's a pen. Look.
Ooh, pointy in your face.
Yes. But I'll tell you, after a while, it was almost as if they forgot that this film was supposed to be in 3D.
Yeah.
And it's, oh, shit, we better do something. I don't know, point a tentacle or something. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, have this thing. There you go. Look, I'm just putting it over there, which happens to be in the direction of the camera.
Yes, and now I'm taking rollers as an orchestra conductor, and I'm going to get my baton and I'm going to point it over there at you.
Look.
In your face. Okay, so I think we've established you didn't like it.
No.
Right. So,
nothing to see here. Move on.
Elton, as the person who's seen only a fraction of it.
Yeah, well, it turns out years and years ago, when I was around about 8 or 9, my dad gave me a choice.
Mm.
And that choice was, there's a film with Han Solo in it, Blade Runner, or this film on TV. And I can record one, because in them days, you could only record one thing at a time.
Yes.
And I chose to go with the Blade Runner because it had Han Solo in it.
Mm. For an 8-year-old, that's probably not the right choice.
Well, yeah, it turns out like that, yeah. And I remember sitting and watching it as it's being recorded and being bored out of my tiny little mind because it didn't work for me.
Well, it wouldn't for an 8-year-old, no.
Well, no, you wouldn't expect it to either.
No.
And around about where, as Darren said, the claw came down, towards the very end, that's when we swapped channels, and my dad went, well, look, this is what you could have won. And I was like, oh, okay. I remember watching it from then on. So I've seen the second half of this film before.
Right.
So just to give you the history of this film with me. Now, this film seems to be the version, it's like a knockoff shirt, isn't it? It's like getting a Ralph Lauren T-shirt, but with the horse has only got like 2 legs. It's a bit lame, and it's definitely a snide shirt because the amount of things that is just ripped off from other things, and blatantly so.
Yeah.
It's the kiddies' version of Mad Max.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes.
With some Star Wars-esque things in it, including sound effects, which are just ripped off the shopping floorboards. And just, oh man, it's cringeworthy that they can actually get away with that sort of thing.
Sorry.
Not knowing whether that's stock sound effects or not. I don't know if that would be the case or not.
It's bound to be stock for sound effects. R2-D2 turns up in the first 2 minutes of the film.
Yeah,
as a sound effect. Yeah.
Yeah, where he starts getting stroppy with that computer.
Yeah, and he goes...
And, yeah. And you think, well, hang on a minute, you can't do that.
Yeah.
But, someone missed a beat there.
Yeah.
And then, as Darren said, the sexual innuendos and the sexual tension all the way through this movie at points is just crazy. He is clearly rutting that bird, that robot, all the way across space. And if he isn't stupid, he should be dusting that thing all over the place.
Wow. That
Don't take a black flag into that spaceship.
Well, the way that she's on the bed in her box, she's being put back in the box, and she complains about having only 4 hours kip. You're like, well, okay, 1, you're a machine. 2, what the fuck has he been doing to her?
Or he could just have been putting her on charge.
Or downloading your latest patch.
Yeah.
He has been rutting from Saturn to Uranus.
Oh, my word. Jesus Christ. And there goes the remaining listeners. Over the hill and far away. Thank you for coming, everybody. Okay. So she's got a collection tray, yeah?
Oh, she has a drip tray that is full.
Oh, God. Damn it.
I can keep going there if you want.
No. You're making her sound like a semen-filled...
Did you have Space Hunter, or did you have Ass Hunter?
Flesh Gordon. Were you watching... I mean, you're making his
Adventures in the erogenous zone.
I was going to say, you're making us sound like a sort of sperm-filled George Foreman fat-free grill tray.
Oh, that was not an image I wanted.
No. Well, it was in my... Why was it in my head? This film did not do this to me. You guys are just damaged. All right, go on, carry on.
But okay, it was quite forward-thinking at that point. It weirdly predicted a motorcycle that we have nowadays. The funny little black motorcycles that they came up in.
What, with two wheels? Yeah, really predictive.
Yeah, but with the roof as well. The little roof, we have them nowadays.
Yep.
Which is...
I'm sure they had them in them days as well, weirdly.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they had those things in the 60s.
Okay, fair play.
Okay.
Okay. But I suppose it wasn't... It was annoying. The Nikki girl was just a pain in the ass. Wouldn't stop shouting. But the thing is, she's meant to be annoying. But it's not. It's supposed to be annoying for the character of Wolf, not for the character. Well, not for the audience that is actually watching the film. I think we're supposed to sympathise with Wolf, and yet we don't. We actually want to kill Nikki. She's just a squealy little pain in the bum, really, and it does really annoy you. Up until the point where they get to where the Crane Man Overdog is, and then I don't mind it because I quite like all the maze that they have to go through. I'm quite enjoying it at that point, but it's all the stuff leading up to it is just a bit crap, really.
Right.
It is Mad Max for kids, and yeah, I get it. I sometimes quite like the universe that they're in, but all of a sudden then they throw you a weird curveball of putting tiny deformed children up on the top of mountains looking down at you, and then they're throwing Molotov cocktails down at you, and you're like, whoa, where the hell did that come from?
Yeah. No, go on, carry on. Sorry.
No, it just felt very strange at that point. It's as if it lost its way a little bit.
Okay. So,
but I liked all the maze stuff. Shall we say?
Like the maze stuff.
Yeah, the maze stuff.
Okie dokie. Interesting. So, well then, over to you, Jim, I guess. What did you think of it?
Well, as I said last week, I had seen this film before. I remember it coming out at the cinema and wanting to see it at the cinema. Large because it was going to be an SF film and it's going to be in 3D, which was terribly, terribly exciting. However, our cinema didn't do 3D. It didn't get Spacehunter. No. And not too long, well, probably a couple of years after, this came out 83.
Yeah.
No, at some point around 84, 85, we had it out on video. And I remember thinking, I'm glad I didn't pay much money to see this. But I couldn't remember much else about it. It kind of just disappeared into all those other really crap Star Wars / Alien knockoff movies I watched in the same time, all on dodgy VHS rental copies. Galaxy of Terror, Terrorvision, Forbidden World.
Oh, God, yeah. Yep.
Ice Pirates, the list goes on.
Yeah.
But I couldn't actually really remember anything about this at all. I sat down to watch it. My first impression was, oh, this actually looks better than I was anticipating. Look, they've actually used a filter to actually, it doesn't just look like they filmed in one of the more familiar Hollywood backlots.
Including car park.
Yeah. And I thought, okay, this looks better. And then I remember, well, actually, when I was watching stuff on VHS back in the day, generally everything I watched was pan and scan.
Yeah.
which is a wonderful process for younger listeners where they ruined the aspect ratio in films and made any film, even a multi-million-dollar classic made by a top director, if you cut it down to 4:3, you'll make the framing and the cinematography absolute arse.
Absolute dog shit.
And over the years, I've seen quite a few films that I originally saw on pan and scan and seen them actually in the proper widescreen aspect ratio. And actually, this is a lot better film than that. This was actually well shot. But it's just, when you crop the image, it just wreaks absolute havoc. So at first, I think I was quite hopeful. It kind of had a few more quid spent on it than the likes of, say, Battle Beyond the Stars.
Mm-hmm.
Though, the effects were variable. There was... some models looked quite nice. Other models clearly looked like small models had been thrown in some sand for a crash landing. And someone clearly stretched the effects budget by buying a job lot of Uncle Dodgy's bargain fireworks. Also, in the credit side of the movie account, I was quite pleased actually. Compared to other 3D revival movies, they didn't do too much of the old poke you in the eyes routine. I think if you're watching it in 3D, there was very little that was going to actually pop, as they say, other than the titles, which were clearly ripping off the fonts from Superman.
Oh, God, yes.
But other than that, this didn't really seem to bother, and it was kind of, okay, this was the case of add 3D to a film to try and make it more saleable.
Which, ironically, would be a process which is continuing even today. Terminator 2 3D. Yeah.
So, I was willing to give this film every chance, and I still couldn't remember much about it as it was slowly unfolding. And as it continued to unfold, or should I say unravel, I began to remember why I didn't remember a thing about it. And that's because it's dull. It's really, really dull. There's lots of interesting ideas. There's some nice bits of design, and, in some things, all right, you spent a few quid on that sailboat train thing and Ernie Hudson's snowplow and some costuming.
Mr. Plow.
It is, wasn't it? Just a steam snowplow. But, other than that, it's just it's all very well, but essentially, there's just nothing really going on. And what is going on is taking far too long. You take far too long to meet Overdog, and then you find, well, he's pretty much a giant paperweight. He's not going to be too much of a threat, just don't put another 50p in the meat when he's screwed.
Just get out of the way of his crane arm and you're sorted. Yeah.
Molly Ringwald, as Elton says, the character I think was written to be irritating, but you didn't have to play us quite so irritating and irritate the audience. That was a miscalculation. The whole main Spacehunter character, I think, and this is put on my magic turban and do my peer into the curtains of the future routine.
Yeah.
But this movie will illustrate why the Han Solo film is going to die on its fucking arse. And that's because these kind of wisecracking, casual, cool guy characters, they need to be bouncing off a main straight guy hero, a crusty old mentor, and disrespecting an intergalactic evil baddie. Stick them on their own. They're just it's like a ping pong ball in an empty baked bean tin. It doesn't work because they're not meant to work like that. They're meant to be sidekicks, effectively.
Yeah.
And this guy here has nothing to work off or against.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like Peter Strauss is competent, I suppose, but it's just kind of the script doesn't give you any reason to really like him. It doesn't really give him any funny lines. The guy has absolutely zero to work with.
Yeah.
And there's no arc for the character. There's, he's just I'm just doing a job. And you're like, well, yeah, so am I. It's a bit of a chore watching this as well, mate. Do I get some credits at the end? Can I have a 3-way cut at the end of this? Just for sitting watching you drive across some desert and have some. And every time you get something that is going to be interesting, like underwater Amazons and a giant dragon, it's over in seconds.
Yeah, because they run screaming.
And then it's like, oh, look, we've encountered the morbidly obese creatures from Diabetes 4 coming out of their corridors. Quick, run away and let's never speak of it again. Oh, all right then. Damn it.
Yeah, strange blobby babies. It's just that. What was that? What was that all about?
Oh, I love that.
But if these, I mean, effects-wise, they look good. It look really interesting, and it's kind of the script doesn't give you anything to actually do any world building with this.
They would have been better coming out of the water, as if they'd been bloated by the water.
Yeah.
Well,
Instead of hot, sexy ladies coming out of the water.
well, I mean, the weird sort of sexy lady Amazonian fishmen thing was kind of a weird thing anyway, because it's like if they're sort of floating about all over the place, then why is it that supposedly pretty ladies are a rarity on this planet, that they have to be taken to Overdog because there's only 3 of them on the planet? It's like, well, actually, there's an entire nation of them right under your feet if you're that bothered. But I mean, yeah. Never mind. Carry on, Jim.
But yeah, that's this film all over, though. There was flashes that grabbed my interest, and then it just throws them away again, a casualty over its shoulder, and you cut to another scene of just trundling around and just bickering. I mean, we have those 2 guys, damn you, Earther, and they turn up again for no reason whatsoever.
Yep.
I thought it was interesting that for a film that's so heavily ripping off Mad Max, that Mad Max 3 actually ripped this off in revenge in Beyond Thunderdome.
Yeah, that's true.
I will give it that. And in fact, it was almost like an eerie prediction of Robot Wars, that fighting arena.
Oh God, yeah. Sir Killalot driving around in the magical teleporting car.
But they even managed to make that fairly dull.
Because they filmed the same shot over and over again, just changed the light bulbs behind it.
Saporalot. Look at him and his amazing powers of boredom.
Yeah, lawn roller. Yeah.
But it's one that this film just went on and on and on, and just like, oh, please just make it. Can you get to the end? Just pull the plug on this tedious paperweight. Let's get out of here. Stop. Well, it really dragged badly, and it was kind of. I remember why I don't remember anything about this, because I probably was trying to
blot it out of your mind.
Yeah, completely. I completely erased it, with cheap cider.
Nice.
And
wow,
20 years of decadent living. And now I have to watch it again.
Well, not again after this. That's it.
Never again.
That's the final watch of this film for you until the day you pass to the next veil. Okay. Well, I suppose then, in some ways, I'm going to be a dissenting voice, I guess. See, the thing is, right, this film is clearly, without doubt,
part of the Cloverfield universe.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely part of the Cloverfield universe, because they went James Woods, Dennis Quaid, Seth Brundle's Telepod, Peter Straub. But anyway, but the thing was, right, I remember watching this in the cinema and being 12 and going, it's a space hunter bloke. He's an adventurer. There is adventures going on. Look, and there's another adventure going. Oh, look, there's another adventure going. And there's more adventures going on. And
lots of adventures.
It was super episodic. And so, therefore, doesn't do anything. It's terrible. And with my adult head on and the wisdom of years, I look at it and I watched it and I just thought, this is fucking awful. It's just tedium. It is boring. It is unfunny, and every character is either unlikable or, generally speaking, a bit boring. The sort of 80s gender politics thing, read it, we're always going to run across that. So, we just got to say that was a thing. But the other side of this fence is, and this is going to sound like I'm making an excuse for it. I'm not. I'm not forgiving this film any of its foibles, and everything you've said is totally right. But what this film is refreshingly unironic in terms of, and I don't know how to best put this, but when you watch an adventure film now, there isn't an adventure film, is there? It's always the hero's damaged, or there's a backstory of darkness, or something awful has gone on, and you think, oh God, now we're going to have at least a 20-minute flashback of his mother bursting into flames, or his father trying to save a dog by throwing it on a grenade, or there's always something. There's always something.
How the fuck do you save a dog by throwing it on a grenade?
Well, exactly. He's supposed to save the dog, but he didn't. So childhood trauma. Yeah.
I'm supposed to dive on the grenade.
Oh shit!
I knew it was something like that.
I flew Mr. Ruffles on the grenade. Oh shit! It all went wrong. No, and so since Star Wars has the original 3 Star Wars has kind of been and gone. Mr. Ruffles, the grenade muffler. Since the original Star Wars has been and gone, and Flash Gordon and all those kind of just gee golly winkies, let's just go have a space adventure kind of movies have kind of gone away, that coming back to this film felt, although it was clearly rubbish, felt kind of refreshing. Because I was sort of sitting there thinking, any second now he's going to reveal that his wife died in some plague, or the
lawnmower accident.
Yeah, a vague lawnmower accident, or but it wasn't. It was just, he's a good old-fashioned square-jawed hero, and here's a load of shit he's going to go through to save the day. And even when you looked at like a couple of weeks ago when we did Serenity, by the time you hit the end of Firefly, the TV series, Mal Reynolds is that kind of square-jawed, down-the-line hero by the end of it. And then when they reset him by going back to his war roots and all this kind of stuff, it's like, oh, here we go again. And that's almost why something like the original Guardians of the Galaxy did so well, because it's just unapologetically fun and just having some action. And yes, you do get a little dark backstory, but that's it. I'm not saying Spacehunter is anywhere near the quality. I mean, it's not even on the same map of the world. It's not even on the word queue of quality, let alone anywhere near Guardians of the Galaxy. But there was something genuinely charming about how naively, stupidly just action pap it was. In the same way as people love Flash Gordon, the Max von Sydow, sort of Sam Jones movie. It's dumb. It's camp as fucking Dale Winton in a row of scout huts. It is lunacy. And you just sit there going, oh, for God's sakes, now we've got a monster with a killing monster in a tree, eating Peter Duncan's arm, and, Timothy Dalton dressed as sort of Errol Flynn going, yo, bloody bastards. And it's all turned up to 11. Spacehunter feels like that in what it was aiming for. It never made it. Absolutely never made it. And there were things I was sitting there watching just going, oh, please. Fucking, snowplows on desert planets, sexy ladies, and that fucking sea creature that looked like basically someone had just put some popcorn on a twiglet.
Yep.
Just coming out of the ocean, and it just sort of hangs there while he hangs upside down and shoots it. And while I'm not going to forgive the film, I am going to say one thing. I reckon if they were to give it a big 2018 polish and go for a unironic remake, I reckon it would actually be a very good film.
You think so?
Yeah, you get a script writer who knows how to put stuff together and doesn't just go, doesn't just do our Cloverfield plot game, which is essentially what this thing did. We, sort of, what happens if suddenly there are people in the desert, and then what happens if they're driving a train, but the train is a boat, and what if it just kind of just kept getting stupider and stupider and stupider, and by the end of it, you're just like, oh, for goodness sakes, just stop with the Mad Max shit. And fucking Overdog as a villain is about as ineffectual a villain as I've seen in cinema ever.
Yep.
Because he literally he can only go as far as his crane arm goes. So you're like, well, okay, I'm just going to
back a bit.
Yeah, back a bit. And he just happens to have a fight using his rocket launcher in the only place which has pillars. And he has no degree of movement. So it's like, right, okay. And so it was uneven. It was bollocks, really. I mean, the acting was terrible. Bloody Michael Ironside gamely trying to do what he could with basically his arms stuck down some sort of like scaffolding and, sort of waving it about. And Peter Straub, as Jim rightly points out, he's a Han Solo character without a foil to bounce off of. So he is trying to do what he can do with the character, but the script's not giving him anything. And Molly Ringwald's just no.
Yeah.
But like I say, I kind of was. It was awful, but I was vaguely charmed by how awful it was. I just sat there kind of thinking, you know what? We don't get that kind of unironic, irony-free, just let's have a gee golly gosh, let's go have an adventure kind of story anymore. And even though it was rubbish, and even though by the time I hit the end, as soon as those credits rolled, I stabbed the controller so hard I think I nearly put my thumb through it. But there was something about it. Someone said, I can't remember who it was, it said it was better to try and fail than to just not try at all. And these guys clearly wanted to make big, epic fucking lunacy, but they had like 10p and a button to make it. And so you kind of think, bless them. Somebody give them an extra $5 so they can at least put a lamp up here.
Plus their own.
Yeah, they can at least afford another camera and move the car back a little bit. But it was so awfully bloody 80s, really dated. But part of me hates myself for saying it, but I thought it was just naff, charming cult film in that same way as something like let's try and think of another one which is naff but vaguely charming. Trancers. You remember that?
I don't remember seeing that at all.
Jack Dieth.
Yeah, Jack Dieth.
Dieth or Death.
Dieth.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when you watch Trancers, it's bloody awful, and it's clear that they're trying to make a time travel story crossed with Blade Runner and zombies. And it's like, right, that's just stupid. That's just nuts. But they at least tried it. You kind of give it you want to sort of go up to it and just sort of give it a little nudge on the arm, like, God, well, at least you bloody tried. That kid that sits at the back of the class licking the desk while everyone else is actually, and eating the paints while everyone else is doing like still life. And then finally he does manage to make a flower. The flower is brown and has bright orange sort of like petals and looks like someone's just slapped their hand on a piece of paper, and you go, at least you gave it a go. And that's how I felt with this film. I was like, at least you gave it a go. Will I watch it again? Absolutely not. Do I think it's a good film? Absolutely not. But I kind of just was like, irony-free space adventure. When was the last time we watched one of them? Name me a space adventure of any kind, or an apocalyptic heroic adventure where it doesn't have essentially half the cast or the script looking at the camera going, you've seen this before, ain't you? Eh?
Well, as you mentioned before, Flash Gordon. Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, don't hit that.
Battle Beyond the Stars, I think, as well.
Yeah, they are few and far between. I mean, but the thing was, the pinnacle of that irony-free action adventure, space adventure, is Star Wars, the original. When they suddenly start going into backstory with Empire and all this kind of stuff, then okay, yeah, fine, they lose their path. But if you watch that first Star Wars film, you go, look at that. That's just pure. Let's have a, bad guys wear black hats, good guys wear, white
Look
hats.
like Jeremy Corbyn.
Yeah, exactly. Look like Jeremy Corbyn. Shut up. That's my picture. Don't knock it. And I am going to burn that picture. And then Jeremy Corbyn will burst into flames. And yeah, I don't know. I found something naff charming about it, but I really didn't like it. But I just kind of admired it. I don't know. It's like watching a school play, and yet they came up with more ideas and more crazy shit in 25 minutes than you get in, I don't know. I don't think I'm explaining myself right.
No, I think it's.
Well, I had more action in the first 20 minutes of the entirety of fucking Serenity.
No, yes, exactly. I mean, the characters, the characters didn't do anything different. I mean, they were all still doing the same sort of posing and standing around and saying their lines that say, "Hey, I'm the hero. Hey, I'm the cowardly pilot. Hey, I'm the love interest." But let's not get back into Serenity. But
it's got good intentions, isn't
exactly. You got to admire at least it tried, and that's what I'm saying. I can't like the film. I can't admire it. I can't turn around and recommend it to anyone. But I can't really shit on it either. I can't just sit there and go, "That's bollocks," because you get the feeling that somewhere along the line they actually were just going, "Let's have a bit of fun." And a bit of action fun. The fact that it's a derivative as all hell. I mean, right down to bloody Peter Straub's costume, which is literally Han Solo from 3 different films, all layered on top of each other. I mean, but I don't know.
That's hard to avoid, though, isn't it?
Well, yeah, especially since it came out the same year as Return of the Jedi.
It's a thing of Star Wars. I don't know if I'm right in saying this. Star Wars kind of got there first in the mainstream. And so anything that's going to be done remotely classed as a space pirate is always going to be labelled as a Han Solo ripoff.
Yeah. But I mean, I think, Jim's right. That whole thing with, what it points at with the new Han Solo film, it might be shit because, you've got the same setup. You've got like a cocky adventurer kind of bouncing off of next to nobody.
Yeah.
Maybe it will be that. But going back to this film, I just think you could see the tropes and you can see all the holes in it and the threadbare plotting and the just throw everything at the wall and hope something sticks. But I still thought, it's fun. It's shit. 12-year-old me, obviously I could see where 12-year-old me lapped it up. I think 12-year-old me is clearly a fucking idiot and we shouldn't listen to 12-year-old me ever again. But on the other hand, I don't know. I can't hate it.
Well, no, I'd say if I'd seen this when I was between the age of 8 and 12, that's the sweet spot for this film.
Yeah. But I don't know. I'm like I say, I mean, I can't. The problem with this is I can't deny any of the faults with it. I mean, Overlord or Overdog or whatever he calls himself sort of basically was about as threatening as someone throwing a tin opener at your car while you're driving past at 50 mile an hour. It's just simply not threatening. The whole subplot of finding the 3 girls kind of gets forgotten after about 10 minutes, and then they all get rehypnoled. And then the net result is that they're put in a cage, hung over a maze, and the maze itself looked like Rent-A-Ghost tried to do fucking Gladiators.
It's the Crystal Meth Maze.
Running Man, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Crystal Meth Maze.
Crystal Meth Maze, yeah, exactly. But all that naff stuff, everything clearly made of foam, nothing stays upright,
I'd actually watch that.
What?
We get 8 contestants bombed out of their knockers on crystal meth, and we let them go in a maze.
Yeah, just let them go in a maze, which basically has no exit. Just watch them go round in the circle. Just anyway, so I I'm not going to get into sort of like Thunderbirds territory or Street Fighter territory where I find one thing and just go, you know what? It's actually a hidden cult gem. I'm not going to do that, but I'm also not going to condemn this film. I'm just going to say it was so rubbish, I can't recommend it. But on the other hand, I've got a sweet spot for it because I think it at least tried. And, you know, yeah. And I can almost hear everyone going, but he didn't like my film. Tappity tap 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 tap. You know, but now he likes this shit. Tappity tap 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 tap. All opinions are wrong. You know, but yeah, I'm not saying this is a good film. Absolutely not.
No, well, it's like.
But I am.
But I am.
But I'm not.
But I'm not.
It's like going to a school, watching a school play, and watching the kid that is dressed as a tree slowly wet himself.
And going.
And you think, well, you know, at least he's trying.
At least he's method because
He turned up.
Yeah. God bless him. It's method acting. He's seeping the water back into the earth.
That's wet moon is getting bigger and bigger, and yet we all still applaud him at the end.
We do, and my headphone thing's about to fall off there. There you go. Cool. So yeah, any last thoughts? Any sort of applications to have me sectioned? You know, obviously send them in via email. But yeah. Maybe that's it. Maybe this is how the Black Dog ends, with me finally deciding that everyone else is wrong and the rubbish film is great.
You remember that one of your favourite images from The Simpsons is the news reporter with the out to lunch thing.
Yeah, with the cuckoo clock coming out of his head.
Exactly. There you go. That's
difficulties.
That's the last image of the Black Dog.
Yeah, just a picture of me going cuckoo. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, interestingly, on the Facebook group, before we go, Steve Bob said that 1982 was one of the best years for science fiction, with Blade Runner, The Thing, Wrath of Khan, E.T. Some of those films went on to establish successful movie franchises and were highly influential and still talked about to this day. The Spacehunter was made in 1983, a year no one talks about. While Jeffrey Mark Hyman said it was a pretty fun actually for a Mad Max in space ripoff. Molly Ringwald's spunky sidekick character was obnoxious though. Would have absolutely loved this film had I seen it around the age of 12. See? While Teresa, the Frog Stomper, said, I would have left Molly's screechy voice behind to be viciously murdered than eaten. It's an okay movie overall, but never seemed to get out of second gear. See? That's fair enough. Mm-hmm. While, yeah, see, you're in the same house as her, Jim. See? I'm not. I'm just saying. Just saying. You know, just know what just know what you're getting into. Yeah, John Campion said this was back when video rentals were a thing. This was the kind of stuff you'd end up with because your first choice was out. And then Michael Cornett, the belly stapler, says, at one point, Strauss had decided he wanted to focus on landscaping business that he had on the side and was just signing anything he was offered for the money. I remember hearing an interview with him. The dude was really passionate about gardening and landscaping. I think now that he was just considered acting as a side job. If he's happy, then great. So that's all we've got to say about that. Yeah. Anyone? Any last thoughts before we wrap up?
I don't want to see Screeching McVoice again.
What, Molly Ringwald? No,
No, maybe Baby's not going on the docket.
no, neither is the Breakfast Club.
What?
Just move slowly. Is vision based on movement? Right. Okay. So, right. Now we're really here in the we've got to decide what we're going to do for episode 350. So let's just roll that albatross jingle and we'll come back to you.
There will now be a short intermission.
Okay, so we've done something very scientific here. We went onto Google, we typed in random number generator, we put in the minimum number, which was number 1, we put in the maximum number, which is 139, which was the first episode when Jim started to appear as sort of co-host, sort of semi-temporarily becoming permanent. So he started his journey towards becoming full-time. And so we went go, and it came up with number 53. The number 53 on the Black Dog podcast, episode 53, was The Princess Bride. Now, just off air, I did the following. I went, Jim, you've seen this, haven't you?
Yes, I own The Princess Bride.
And then I went, Darren, of course you've seen it. And you went,
Of course I've seen it.
right. And then I went, and of course, Elton, you've seen this, haven't you? And he said,
Never seen it before in my life.
to which we all went, what? And so here we are. So, yeah, I'm going to have to dust off the Educating Elton theme, it would appear. Because, hold on, let's just roll it, in fact. You've seen fuck all! Yes, that's right. So... So, ladies and gentlemen, yes, episode 350 will be The Princess Bride, as part of the Educating Elton season, random season. Yes, we will be recording that next week. So, yeah, I can't believe that we haven't done it since. I thought we only did 53. But, hey, 53. So that would have put that about... Ooh, where are we? That would have put us in 2010.
2009, maybe.
No, 2010. Because episode 17 was 2009 review.
Oh, there you go.
So, yeah, it was right at the very end of 2010. And just think, if it went 1 point either way, it could have gone to Audition or Alien Resurrection.
Oh, fuck off.
Well, there you go. Have you seen Audition, Elton?
No.
Oh! Oh, yes,
Oh, shit.
yes. Okay, right, fine. I think I think that's the docket taken care of for the following week as well. Brilliant. Oh man, you haven't seen Audition. Oh
Shall I Google audition?
no,
No, leave it.
just leave it.
Step away from the keyboard.
Yes, definitely. Okay, right, fine. Well, that's 2 films sorted for next couple of weeks. And before we go. Let's just do a bit of pluggage. So, Jim, tell us a little bit about Bob's Hypnagoria this week coming up.
This week I have a in-depth episode on the making of The Creature from the Black Lagoon. Mm-hmm. And this weekend I'm going to be looking at all 3 Black Lagoon movies. Mm-hmm. And due to having a tooth out next week, I might put out the week after this episode early, which will be a review of The Shape of Water.
Awesome. Apart from the tooth thing, obviously. Yeah. Okay.
So I'm working fast this week.
Yeah. Okay.
Next week might be full of coding.
Yes. Well, then the film we're watching is probably a good one to sort of sit there completely zoned out of your brain with.
Definitely.
Cool. Excellent. And Elton, what about you, sir?
Well, I'm going to plug some things. I'm going to recommend people pop along to iTunes and give Hypnagoria and the Black Dog podcast a review if you haven't done that in the past.
Oh, bless you.
Please pop along there. Or if you have some shekels, why not throw some shekels at these shows as well? Pop along to patreon.com/Hypnagoria or /the Black Dog podcast and throw some shekels over that way. So there we go.
Cool. And we didn't even pay him for this, did we, Jim?
We didn't.
So there you go. Thank you very much, sir.
We're making you watch Audition. Oh, dear.
Oh, yeah. Just don't Google it, Elton. Please don't Google it. Just don't. Yeah.
Is it about stage
Maybe we should
Yes.
overlap this with Dalton's idea for Easter and have it as kind of like
No.
a death match 2 fortnight. Which is the more disturbing, Audition or Elton's pick? Watership Down.
That's quite a difficult pick, to be honest. Right, okay, so so next week, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be doing We're going to be doing Princess Bride. And the following week, he says, desperately trying to make sure that he's not overlapping on something else. Yeah, the following week, 351 will be Audition. We'll get to that one. So, Elton, please do me a favour. Please do not Google anything about Audition at all. All right? But anyway, so that's it. So we'll join us all next week for The Princess Bride. And yes, do check out the Shonky Lab and From Earth to the Moon. And what else? Grand Prix podcast is starting again this week, isn't it?
Recording on Friday.
There you go.
Yes.
So do check all those out on iTunes and on rogue2media.com. And that's it. Leave reviews for all of us. It makes us easier to find for other people so they can come along and jump on the Facebook group and have 600 Facebook groups they've joined and have pictures of dogs on their faces so that they think that they're getting into this group so they can spam it and then getting banned. Oh, the life of an admin. So do join us on the Facebook group, which is facebook.com/groups/the Black Dog Podcast. We're also on Twitter, which is Black Dog Podcast. And follow me on my own Twitter, which is Cartoon Beardy. And you can also find me on Instagram and on Cartoon Beardy. So until next week, when we will do The Princess Bride, thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you all soon. Till then, tatty bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Ta-da.
As you wish.
Oh, bollocks to it.